Have you ever heard of the Yuba County Five? Friday night, February 24th of 1978, a group of five longtime friends, Jack Madruga, Bill Sterling, Ted Wire, Jack Hewitt, and Gary Mathias, headed out from Yuba County to watch a basketball game in Chico. They've been looking forward to it all week. Their own team, the Gateway Gators, had a game the very next day hosted by the Special Olympics, and their uniforms were already laid out at home. After the game, they stopped at a convenience store called Bear's Market for some snacks. Things like a lemon pie, a Snickers bar, some Pepsis, and a quart of milk. Then they hopped back on the road to head home. However, they would never make it. By morning, the parents were calling other families to find out if the boys had stayed at one of the other boys' homes, and then they were calling the police. None of the boys had ever stayed out late like that before, and some of them needed help with day-to-day tasks. It just wasn't like them to do something like this. 2 days later, Madruga's Mercury Montego was found miles up a snow-covered mountain road in the Plumas National Forest. The car wasn't stuck, it had gas, and despite the rough terrain, it had no damage underneath it. The snacks they bought at the store were still there, but the keys were gone, and there was essentially no sign of the guys. What no one realized at the time, though, was that another man had been there that same night, and his name was Joseph Shones. His car had gotten stuck nearby, and while trying to push it, he suffered a mild heart attack. He laid down in his car for a few hours, and around midnight, he said he saw flashlights in the trees and heard a group walking and talking. He thought he had seen a woman holding a baby, but when he called out, everything went quiet, the lights vanished, and nobody came. It wasn't until June, after the snow had melted, that we'd finally get some answers. There were some bikers who were in the area that stumbled upon a deserted Forest Service trailer 19 miles from where the car was found. Inside, buried under blankets, was Ted Wire. He had lost over 80 pounds and had starved to death. But the strange thing here was, there was enough food in the trailer to survive for months. A few days later, the remains of Hewitt, Sterling, and Madruga were also found in the woods in the same area by some searchers. Some of them had even been partially eaten by animals. However, one person was still unaccounted for, Gary Mathias. Why they left the car or never used the supplies, hell, why they were even up there to begin with, is something that we don't know. And the only person who might have been able to explain it is still missing. If you have any cases you'd like to see covered, please leave them in the comments below, and make sure to hit that follow button so you can be notified when I post them.